Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Royal Court Theater for this afternoon's Juilliard Jazz Matinee. My name is Joey Mix, and I'm the musical director on board. It is my pleasure to be your host this afternoon. Just want to give you a little bit of information about this program here. In 2009, the Juilliard School in Manhattan started providing Queen Mary II with these wonderfully talented jazz musicians on some of our transatlantic crossings. And the gentleman that's going to be performing for you today is no exception. Mr. Rodney Jones, where do I begin? He's performed in the pop idiom with artists such as Madonna. And in the jazz world, he's performed with Dizzy Gillespie, Wynton Marsalis, and gentlemen of this name, just to name a few. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage Rodney Jones on guitar and the Mark Hodgson Trio.
How are you all feeling this afternoon? Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? I made the mistake of calling this journey a cruise. I was correcting this is a voyage. And that it really has been a fantastic experience. This is my second time on board the QM2, and I have to say you guys are a much better looking audience than the previous time I was here. So thank you in advance for being such a good looking crowd. You know, that's what it's all about. We have a varied program for you. I'm going to do talking about myself. It's not because I'd be egotistical. It's so that you can know who I am and the experience I have. And we have a very special guest, which is a wonderful treat. I'll talk more about him in a moment. The heart of jazz is the blues. And we're going to begin with the blues. It was written by one of the, I wouldn't even say one of the premier jazz vibraphone players of our time in modern jazz. Of course, you have Lena Horne and Norvo and Gary Burton and vibraphone players of that nature. But this gentleman I got a chance to perform and record with when I was quite a young man, 5 or 6 years ago. And is this one, two, three? And his name was Milt Jackson, and he wrote this song for his daughter, and it's called SKJ. About it later. So everyone will have a sing-along. Just try to memorize and play. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Before we continue, I want to take a moment and introduce these musicians. Would you like me to introduce the musicians? Okay. Mark, this is Eric. Mark. Eric, this is Jay. Rodney. You've seen that before. That's an old Dizzy Gillespie chick, if you will. I'm sure I have names memorized. I want to thank them, first of all, for their amazing performance, supporting what I've been offering here on the ship. It's been really beautiful. This is the Mark Hodgson Trio. This is Mark Hodgson on piano, Rupert on the bass, and Jaki Byard on the drums. As I told Jack yesterday, I have shoes older than him. Is that true? I think it's probably true. We're going to continue. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. It's true that I'm a professor at Juilliard now. I've also taught at a number of other schools, including East School of Music and Berkeley School of Music and Manhattan School of Music for quite some time. Because I've really always felt it important to help the next generation be able to play music, to learn from the generation before. A lot of the people that I grew up playing with and learning from are no longer with us. People like Dizzy Gillespie, Stan Getz, or Father Hines, and Cat Anderson, Count Basie, and folks like that. So what I can do is impart some of the wisdom and experience that I learned. Hope that in planting the seeds finds fertile soil in the young people that are playing the music, and that's what I work to do. But aside from education, much of my career, jazz is my first love and passion, but much of my career has actually been in the world of commercial music. Some of these things you've probably heard. For example, if you've heard guitar on the television show The Apprentice, that's me. If you've heard guitar on The Cosby Show, that's me. If you've heard guitar in your stateroom 4 in the morning, that was me. that was also me. But for years, 6 years, I was the guitarist on the Rosie O'Donnell Show, for those of you that didn't have life and didn't get that much. We're home from 10 to 11 every day. And that was a really wonderful experience to do that. But I got my jazz start playing with Dizzy Gillespie, one of the architects of modern jazz. And he was so gracious in the things he showed me, his willingness to help a young lad who I think had some ability but really was completely green and scared to death. And he took me under his wing and really helped me to build life in music. So I'm always grateful to him as the person who did that very much. Among the songs that he played, and he knew so many tunes. I mean, how he could remember all these songs is baffling, but he knew thousands and thousands of tunes. And one thing he liked to play fairly regularly was composition. It's called I'll Remember April. Some of you know this song. We're going to play it the Latin feel, the way that they used to play it, and I used to love it. So hopefully I'll play it a little better than I did those 30 or so years ago, and we hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Now, jazz music is very much a language, and it's a language that's taught by apprenticeship and mentorship, and jazz has had a long journey to reach people. And you're for a special treat. Now, I want to invite to the stage a gentleman who is instrumental in the evolution of jazz in America, who's on board this ship with us. He single-handedly pretty much invented what we commonly think of as the Jazz Festival or the Folk Festival. He is the founder of the Newport Jazz Festival, jazz's greatest impresario, greatest promoter, but aside from being a great promoter, a real champion and lover of music. I met him many years ago as a young lad, all 19 years old, and he was kind and respectful and generous and professional and really modeled for me what I did not experience in most of the performances I would go into in my career with jazz motion. But he really exemplifies that kind of excellence and really brought jazz music to a much wider audience by taking it out of the clubs, presenting it in large venues, getting corporate sponsorship, and helping to extend the reach of jazz around the world. There are festivals throughout Europe and Japan and South America that are the direct result of the efforts of this man. So I really can't say enough about his contribution. It is befitting. He was given the highest award anyone in jazz can receive, which would be named the National Endowment of the Arts Jazz Master. And he is that. He has been awarded an honorary doctorate from Berkeley University, Berkeley College of Music in Boston. He has written a wonderful book, I believe, called Myself Among Others, which outlines and details the story of jazz and his role in helping to become successful. Many wonderful tales, because he was involved in the careers of Duke Ellington, Ken Basie, and John Coltrane, Miles Davis, all these iconic names. We might not know them were it not for the contribution that he made. So I just want to offer my appreciation to him, and he's also a great pianist. I've had the pleasure of working with this group as a guitarist, and I found out he was on board, and we found each other, and it was really great. I still refer to him as Mr. Wein, even though I can call him George, but I feel such a reverence to call him that. I think he's earned that respect. I like the people that have one names. You know, I don't know if I earned the one name. But this gentleman has earned the one name, if I were to call him that. But because he's such a brilliant musician, as well as being a brilliant jazz promoter and a champion for the music, I asked him if he would grace us and come and play a couple tunes. Would you like to hear him play a couple songs? This is Mr. George Wein, founder of the Newport Jazz Festival. Helping Mr. Wein on stage is Mr. Joe Mix. Now, you may not know Joe Mix, but I want to let you know that he is the music director for the QM2. He is in no small part responsible for having Juilliard here and for making such a pleasurable experience. He deserves a round of applause for all the performers. Thank you, Joe. Would you like to say anything?
I don't know where you came up with that introduction. I didn't know I had time to play after that introduction. But it is such a pleasure because I've been on the ship many times, and it's the first time I've really heard some great jazz. I always have these good musicians, and they're playing a bar every night, and I know they want to play more jazz, you know, and I know they had a good time playing with Rodney. And it shows just because you guys are really great. I mean, it's really, really beautiful to hear. It's a privilege to play with you, believe me. So, Rodney, he played with me in Bern, Switzerland a few years ago. We had a week there, and Regina Carr was playing violin, and she used to play this tune, Carnival. It was so beautiful. Rodney played most beautiful changes underneath her. She always talked to me about that. Every time I see her, she remembers that and the way you played underneath her. And so we're going to try to do that. But I don't play the violin, Regina played the violin. This won't be the same, but we'll have some fun. We're going to play Carnival.
Now, do you understand what it's like to go play a performance for someone that's a motor can play like that? It's quite a daunting task. We're going to continue now with a composition, I believe, by Sigmund Romberg. Is that correct, Ms. Lee? I believe it's correct. This is called Softly as in the Morning Sunrise.
so great. You know, the respect and love I have for jazz musicians goes so great. And for me, it's a privilege to be on both sides of the coin, so to speak. I produce and create festivals. Being able to sit up here and play with these guys, that's the raison d'etre for my entire life. And thank you for having me, man.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. George Wein. Was that a treat or what? I gotta say. There's some moments that just, you know, you're doing something right, that your life is spent doing something worthwhile, and that's one of those moments when I hear someone like that and see the graciousness and kindness that I've seen over a lifetime since I was 19 years old, and he's been the same. And that's why he's loved and respected, which is not easy among jazz musicians to have them love and respect you. But it's quite remarkable. Thank you again, Mr. Wein. Thank you. And I'm available. You know, it reminds me, a few years ago I did was to be a crowning achievement. I was signed to Blue Note Records, which is the premier jazz record label in the world. And I did a wonderful recording for them called Undiscovered Few, which I was very happy with. I've had many great musicians, Mo Miller and Louis Nash and Regina Carter and many, many others. And so I decided to bring my daughter, who at the time was maybe 13 or 14, to the recording studio to hear it, to see mix, see how the pieces would come together, a ballad, a drum with the guitar and the piano. And so when we walked to the studio, the engineer was just putting up the drum sound only. So only drums are playing through the speakers. And my daughter says, "That's it, that's perfect." I'm like, "What?" She said, "That's the mix, just like that." I said, "Honey, but there's no guitar." She said, "I know, but don't ruin it, that's perfect." True story. And after it was mixed, I brought it home very proud. I said, "Honey, listen to how great it sounds." And so she listened to it, and she said, "Dad, I know the perfect market for your music." And I'm like, "Wow, I'm going to reach the young people with my music now. This is fantastic, you know." I said, "Honey, what is it?" She said, "Oh, men who are your age, who are you?" Needless to say, she received no allowance for quite some time. Kids who keep you humble and keep you honest. It's a beautiful thing. We're going to play now, we're going to slow down the pace a little bit and play one of my favorite ballads. So many versions. Coleman Hawkins recorded a version of this. It is perhaps the definitive version, if you want to say that. But it's been sung many times by wonderful singers, from Billie Holiday to Lena Horne, Sarah Vaughan, Carmen McRae, Ella Fitzgerald. All the great singers have sung this song. And it's a beautiful, beautiful ballad. And it's called Body and Soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Rodney Jones and the Cox Trio? You can see a little more of these four gentlemen tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock in the chart room. Rodney's going to be joining the trio for a little question and answer session, a little more of an informal setting. So you got that to look forward to tomorrow. One more time, Rodney Jones and the Cox Trio. And please be going, Mr. George Wein, who is kind enough to join us up here. George Wein, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for attending this afternoon. Whatever you choose to do with the rest of your day, I hope you have a great time. See you on the ship tonight.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel.